create and is my way of expressing myself and saying something to the world. And what's in my spirit, that's
in your
right.
spirit.
That's
what you should.
I have to share it with others. My preferred medium is actually steel. I sometimes use a combination of stainless steel, mild steel, copper, and other metals. This art form is very important as a way of communicating the things that I have in my spirit to others in the world. Yeah. It actually started when I started working with my dad, who is an electrical engineer at the time, and like most kids, they have freedom in the summer. I wasn't that privileged, but I had to go to work with him, and in doing so I had to learn a lot about metals and metal work and stuff like that, and I realized I started playing with these things, like bending the steel. So I started simple, making simple stuff like flower pot stands and, little tables and stuff like that. But it evolved, and I started making gifts, stuff for my mom, sisters, families and all of that. However, when it became a career for me is when a friend of mine took a piece and went to a craft fair and he sold it. And that was when I realized, I can turn this from something just fun to possibly, to earn something. But the earning wasn't my primary goal. The fact that I could create was where I got the most joy. To be able to take the metal, bend it into a shape, create something, whether it be ornamental or something functional, that was the greatest pleasure for me. And so I started making stuff to sell at these craft fairs and show my artwork and express different ways you could do things with metal, right? I do sketches sometimes before, and sometimes it's just at the spur of the moment. I think the most creative pieces are those that are spontaneous. I try to put the message in the shape for the piece, right? It's pretty much a lot of the piece is connected to the things I value deeply. Beauty, for one, I would say strength as well. Hence the choice material to work with, steel.
How about poetry?
Interesting. Poetry is important. I don't actually practice poetry a lot, but I do a lot of writings that some people may consider poetic, right? It is important because it helps to guide what form I'm trying to create. And oftentimes there's a lesson that I learned and I try to translate that lesson into a physical item. So there is a piece that I made about beautiful flaws, if I may just elaborate on it. It was a piece that had two forms that represent male and female. And along the sculpture, or along that piece, there were smooth and rippled or rough surfaces. And the purpose of that piece was to highlight the beauty as well as the flaws that exist in all of us. However, while we are trying to grow and evolve and better ourselves, we should focus on the beauty in the person in spite of their flaws. Oftentimes we we speak more of the negative aspects of people's character while not focusing on the beauty within their character. So it was important to me to highlight and name the piece Beautiful Flaws. We should learn to forgive ourselves. First piece I made when I moved to Georgia. It's called Roots and Culture. It's a piece I designed to remind me of home, Jamaica. The colors, the green and yellow and the black is part of our national color of a flag, as well as roots symbolizing the journey that I've made as an artist coming from Jamaica, now living and practicing in Canada. What it is, it's saying culture dance to me. What you're having is three separate forms that are interconnected by this singular piece going through all of them. So cultural dance is where I believe symbolizing the unification of different cultures in one, connected by the geographic location or the environment or something of that sort. I made this in Canada because I felt we all have something unique to contribute and celebrate together, hence cultural dance. Yeah, Canada is actually a mix of cultures, right? People from different parts of the world are here. And so I decided to show this kind of blend that we have in Canada by making each shape different, yet connected by a common thread. You know, whether you may say it's our music or food, the idea is a unification of cultures and dancing together, working together, you know, celebrating the arts together. This piece is called Jazzy Man, and it's a piece I made when I was listening to some music, and I realized how important music is in terms of how we feel. Music is also a very powerful, influential force. Now, yes, there is a saxophone. What I wanted to bring across is the power of the music surrounding the individual, his movement, and showing you how music influences our behavior, not just from a point of hearing sound, but the music also, along with the words, will create an effect in how we think and how we behave. And so Jazzman is here to tell us that music is a powerful and influential part of our lives. I don't smoke, but nevertheless, you know, sometimes we all get different joy, and for him, it was doing his thing, right? His spliff. The teeth and all of that is reflective. The state of joy the individual is having, but rather than the smoke, the love of, you know, cannabis. So the lines that you see that are coming from here and around the chest area and so is reflective of the spiritual energy of women, celebrating women and their contribution, their energy, their uniqueness. Seduction, representing female form, female beauty, everything feminine. What I'm trying to convey is, while beauty is something we're attracted to, it must be approached carefully. This piece is called Balance, and balance is important for us in everyday life. And oftentimes we have to move some things and put them elsewhere in order to achieve balance. We have to move sometimes things out of the way in order for us to move through a path. A section has been subtracted, but something added. And by doing that, you haven't disturbed the balance, but created balance in a different way. The textures symbolize the effort. The rough parts symbolize the effort that we have to put forth to create balance daily, on a daily basis. And the voids in the sculpture, or those parts where the metal has been removed, is reflective of those things we have to move out of our lives in order to restore balance. Here is my bench or workbench, and I have my cutter here, vise, and tool that I bent. This is actually a sketch of a piece that I'm currently working on. So here are the form, the shapes being, some of the shapes that are bent already. And this is where I actually create all the forms before they move to the next stage, which would be welding. It's important to remember there are two states that exist constantly. Things that are in the foreground that we're looking at, but there's also things in the background that is just as important. A message is not just the art form that we're looking at, but it's also what is supporting the art form. And so in the work I do, the type of material, the shadows it's going to cast on the background is equally important, just as the colors and the medium that is being used to support it. I try to use everything to convey the message.